Muy buenas, my friends! Welcome to another episode of Biting Granada. If you are new here, let me give you a warm welcome to this yet little but lovely group of Granada lovers. My name is Marta Sanchez, and I am an official tour guide in the city of Granada in southern Spain. And I strongly encourage you to go through this new channel that I created that's all about discovering my city and its province. This is the fourth video of our history, so it won't take you much. For those of you who are not new, thank you so much for your support and for being there again. However, I'm afraid that this time I owe you an apology. I'm setting everything up to restart my guided tours and my food tours, working on safety protocols at the Alhambra and other monuments, making negotiations, finding a good nanny. That's pretty much why it took me much more time to upload this episode. But today was the day, and the episode is finally here. Bikers are very happy these days, as the weather is perfect to head to the roads, while other people are melting in their desks, suffering the super hot temperatures that we are having these days. Because yes, summer has made its appearance all of a sudden, so we are going to take the chance and explore the Atalayas as I promised in the last episode. There are hundreds of Atalayas or watchtowers in the province of Granada. However, we are going to begin by visiting 3 of them. What do you mean 3? And why these 3? Well, you will realize as the episode goes on. Get ready to see a lot of road landscape, as we are going to travel from tower to tower all the time, covering a distance of about 67 kilometers. I will also go through some facts about Granada's last days as a Moorish kingdom. You staying with me? Ah, that's what I want to hear. Alright, so let the intro in.
Hola, Cari.
Hey, hello my friend.
¿Qué tal? ¿Estás listo para nuestro pequeño tour en moto de hoy?
Siempre estoy listo para la acción, baby.
Venga, pues vamos. First stop, the Tower of Defontes. There we go.
Here we go.
Defontes is a little village with about 2,600 inhabitants, placed north from the city center, about 18 kilometers from it. The name Defontes seems to come from the Roman times, meaning the fountains of God in Latin language. It does have a point, as the river Cubillas, one of Genil's main tributaries, is born nearby. Today, this little village's main source of economy is agriculture, being the production of olive oil and wine, their most popular products. The well-known local brand of wine called Fonte Dei is produced here. I just heard that we can find the remains of an old Roman temple here, that it seems was dedicated to Fontus, the Roman god of the rivers, fountains and springs. So we will have to come back and check it out, don't you think? For now, we are heading to the Arab Tower or Atalaya, where a little mirador has been set up to enjoy the views that many years ago helped the Nasrids control the border with the Christian territories of Jaén.
Alright, we're here. This is a tough one to get to. We had to walk all this way up. Pepe is over there. Let me check if you can see. That little white spot, can you see? That's Pepe. So we've walked a long way. Let me show you the views. And now we'll go into more detail about this magnificent tower. Look at this. Oh, that is what we know as La Vega de Granada. That's our next destination, the Tower of Albolote, Torreón de Albolote in Spanish. And this is all the territory that the guardians who stayed here could guard. Alright, let's go. Alright, we are 1,100 meters over the sea level, more or less, and we are already in the Tower of Defontes. It has a height of about 9 meters, which is more or less 150 feet. This tower dates back to the Nasrid times, which means it was built in the 1300s or the 14th century. It has the shape of a cylinder, and up there we can see what is not a window, but it used to be the entrance to the tower. Let's go to the other side.
Me mato.
There are many things to see here. Take a look at the very wide view that they have from this tower. We have the mountains of Elvira, which we have mentioned before in other videos, right? Over there, we can see the fortress of Moclin, about which we learned in the previous video. And if we continue to look to the right, you will see this mountain range at the bottom, right? These are the mountains of Jaén. This was a crucial spot for the Nasrids to control all the enemies that could come from Jaén towards Granada.
After several years under Christian siege, the city of Jaén was finally handed over to the Castilian king Ferdinand III by Muhammad ibn Nasr, remember, the founder of the Nasrid dynasty of Granada. This happened in February of 1246, and it wouldn't be until 1492 that the Reconquista of Granada would finally take place. So many years passed since Jaén became a Christian city until Granada did. That's why this tower was such an important spot to control the walkway among the two cities.
So as I mentioned, the entrance to the tower was on the other side, about 5 meters over our heads. So to get in the tower, they needed to use a ladder that later would be removed so that the enemies couldn't go in without the person who was inside would notice. And then on the northern face, where we are now, we can see this weird hole at the bottom that has been made with time. It's actually very likely that this hole was made back in the times of the Spanish Civil War in the year 1936 to 1939. And then above this newer hole, we can see another one. That was a window from the Nasrid times. This window was called aspillera. The aspillera was used as a window and also to shoot any enemies that were coming without being noticed.
Farewell, Tower of Defontes. We are now heading to the Tower of Romilla. This Atalaya is included in an itinerary that's known as the Route of the Fortresses, or La Ruta de las Fortalezas, an initiative to promote healthy lifestyles and to help spreading our patrimony. We are taking a trip to show you a very important place that is also included in this itinerary, which is the village of Santa Fe. One of the most interesting things to see in this village are these fancy towers that, as you can imagine, are not Moorish. But they used to be the gates to the Catholic monarch's campsite during the years that they were waiting for Granada to surrender. This village has such an important value that we want to dedicate a whole episode to it. For now, let's explore the super unique Romilla Tower, located in the municipality of Chauchina, that had a crucial role in the communication between the different fortresses of Granada.
This is the Tower of Romilla, which also belonged to the Nasrid communication system. However, it looks very different to the tower in Defontes, right? It doesn't look like a cylinder, but rather a square, and which is even more uncommon. It is located on a plain, but it doesn't matter because it still had eye contact with the fortress of Moclin in that direction and the Alhambra to the south. It is also way higher than the tower in Defontes, which was about 9.5 meters high, and this one today is 14 meters high. However, it is thought to have had a height of 16 meters. It's interesting because we can see these weird holes on the wall, right? They are known as metrinales, where wooden blocks were put to maintain the structure of the tower. This is also a very big tower, right? Because it wasn't only conceived to be a communication tower, but also a place to gather all the neighbors in case of a Christian attack. We're going to have a look at the tower. Come with me. you can see this window up there. Remember the name? Aspillera, like the one we saw earlier in Defontes. So we have one aspillera up here looking to the west. We have another aspillera on this side. And now we are going to take a look at the entrance to the tower, which is pointing east on the other side. Come with me. Again, the gate to enter the tower was placed 2 meters above our heads to make it difficult for enemies to come in, but also to prevent water from coming in case of a flood. Notice that we are in a plain right now, and we are also very close to River Genil, which is a very wide river. This huge atalaya had 5 floors, having an aljibe or water cistern at the bottom, and in the upper floor it had the terrace to communicate directly with the Alhambra.
Time to get on Pepi and head to our next and last destination, which is the Torreón de Albolote. I chose these 3 towers because they were the ultimate barrier to the capital of the kingdom. The actual borders of Granada were protected by different fortresses, like Moclín, Ifnayoth, or Illora, and the coastal access was monitored by a different series of watchtowers. But once the Christians surpassed these obstacles, these 3 towers were placed in strategic points to receive the warning in the shape of a smoke signal in the morning or a bonfire in the night, and help the capital start getting ready for the Christian assault. Actually, it took many years for the Catholic monarchs to take the core of the city, which they never defeated, by the way, but it was a surrender from Boabdil. The tower of Albolote that we are about to visit was placed near Medina Elvira, the first Moorish settlement in Granada's territory. Medina Elvira was located in these mountains, and it's a pity, but we know very little about how it looked. It was totally destroyed, so we can only guess basing on what's been found in the archaeological site. I will leave you the link to an interesting documentary in Spanish about the excavations in Medina Elvira. However, we will try to come here one day and explore this ancestral city. For now, let's head to the last atalaya of today's route, a tower built at the top of a little hill located in the middle of the plains of La Vega that, as you're about to see, covers the total landscape of it. The perfect location to receive the signals from the main fortresses of Granada. The views are breathtaking, being this my favorite place to catch the sunrise. I strongly recommend you to come here on your next visit to Granada. You do need to grab a vehicle to get here, but you're about to see how it is totally worth it.
When people ask me of a place with the most amazing views of Granada, I don't say San Nicolás or, the same Alhambra with views to the Albaicín. I always say head to the Torreón of Albolote. Apart of the views to the Cubillas Reservoir over there, you're going to see in a minute when we get to the Torreón. Following this path, you will see the other side. Get ready for it. As I was saying, get ready for it. This is the Torreón de Albolote, the atalaya with the best views of Granada, as you just saw. We have a tower with the shape of a cylinder again, and with a height of 9 meters. The gate to enter the tower was 7 meters over the floor. This tower has such an amazing control of pretty much the whole territory of Granada that even after the Christian Reconquista, it was used to guard the city. But back in the Nasrid times, when this tower was built, it was a very important point of communication, as it had eye contact with the fortress of Moclín and also with the fortress of Ifnayoth, the tower of Defontes that we just visited, and obviously the Alhambra. I am now standing on top of what are thought to be the remains of a big aljibe. Remember, the Moorish well or cistern that was here to provide water to the guardmen that were staying in the Atalayas. for today. What a good time we've had going down the province of Granada with you. Hope you had fun as well. If you did it, or not, I'd love to read your comments to see if we are going down the right path. It would help us a lot too if you pressed like and share with your friends. Don't forget that we are still newbies at the making video thing. Speaking of you too, I have some fresh news to tell you. As you know, I'm a Granadina and I've been receiving many requests, way more than I expected, to do these videos but in Spanish. So you can now tell your Spanish friends, because I've decided that I'm going to create another YouTube channel to spread the love for Granada, but in Spanish. I'll tell you more about the name and all this on the next episode, which by the way will be a total change of scene. As summer is already hitting hard, I thought it was about time to make a refreshing episode. Here is a little clue for you. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss it. Stay safe and see you soon!